Do you think waking up every morning for work is your lifelong destiny? There's an ambitious young person who retired at 40 with $1 million. And this is the story that will completely change how you view work and life, making you believe that financial freedom is entirely within reach. In this video, I won't just tell you an inspiring personal story about Michael's journey to achieve financial independence, retire early. We'll also unveil the secrets of the FIRE movement and show you the practical path for you to also achieve financial freedom by 40 or even sooner. You'll discover the breakthrough mindset that FIRE achievers at 40 adopt to escape the traditional 9-to-5 grind. Next, I'll reveal 5 of the most effective investment strategies to build $1 million without being a financial expert. Finally, we'll look at the mindset and lifestyle roadmap to not only retire early, but also live the most meaningful life, true to your deepest desires. To bring you the most authentic and valuable insights, I've spent hundreds of hours in extensive research, compiled data from successful case studies, and distilled invaluable experiences. I want you to feel that every minute you spend watching this video is worthwhile, and that you'll receive more than you expect. So, if you're tired of the 9-to-5 life, crave the freedom to pursue your passions, or simply want to learn how to manage money smarter, this video is for you. Before we dive deep, join me in listening to Michael's extraordinary story. Someone who turned the FIRE dream into a reality. Michael was once part of the work, pay bills, repeat loop, just like so many others. He lived in a seemingly secure routine, but deep down, Michael heard a call. The call of freedom, a whisper urging him to seek something more. Imagine Michael, a driven 25-year-old software engineer, living in San Francisco, California. He had a stable job at a big tech company, earning a pretty good salary, around $90,000 a year. Michael lived in a small but modern studio apartment, just enough space for himself and a tidy workspace. He liked wearing simple hoodies and jeans. His light curly hair always neatly trimmed. On weekends, Michael often spent his time playing games on his high-spec computer, binge-watching Netflix late into the night, or walking to explore San Francisco's hilly streets, breathing in the sea air mixed with the scent of coffee from roadside cafes. Everything seemed perfect, a dream life for many. But every Monday morning, the smell of office coffee, along with the clatter of colleagues' keyboards, brought a familiar sense of dread, an invisible heaviness. He'd see other families gathered in parks, hear children laughing, and longed for more time with his own family, for relaxing getaways he could never afford. He also felt an urge to share the quality financial knowledge he was gradually acquiring, believing everyone deserved financial freedom, despite earning a good income. Michael quickly realized he was trapped in an endless loop. Every day involved long meetings, endless lines of code, and dozens of emails to answer. The high salary came with equally sky-high living costs in San Francisco. Like a bottomless pit, $2,500 for a small apartment, $500 for food, mostly takeout due to being too busy, $200 for transportation. Michael worked hard, but he felt like he was working for a living just to pay off accumulating bills. His life seemed to revolve only around work and expenses, with no room for bigger dreams. Once, Michael was sitting in a bustling cafe in the Mission District, inhaling the smell of freshly baked croissants and hearing lively chatter, when he noticed an older man, leisurely reading a book, unburdened by a computer screen or phone. Michael wondered, will I have to work until I'm 60 or 65? Is there anything more to my life than work and these bills? That was a poignant question that many ambitious young people, stuck in similar cycles, also ask themselves. During sleepless nights, as the streetlights cast faint shadows into his dark room, Michael began searching for a way out. He stumbled upon an article on a personal blog about financial independence. Retire early. FIRE. The idea of not having to work just for money, but having the freedom to pursue passions. To decide his own time and life, felt like a refreshing breeze, blowing away years of fatigue and boredom. He even found a vibrant online FIRE community, where people shared experiences, motivation, and success stories, making him feel less alone. That was the first call of financial freedom, a ray of light in the darkness of the work loop. Everything seemed to be over, but then Michael found a completely different path, one he had never even considered. The lesson here is, no matter how much money you earn, if you don't actively control your finances and think about the purpose of money, you can still get stuck in an endless loop. Freedom isn't a destination. It's a journey of mindset, starting with listening to that inner call and seeking connection with like-minded individuals. Do you see yourself in Michael's story? Are you looking for a way out of the work loop and repetitive life? The decision to pursue FIRE completely changed Michael's life. But how could a young person with an ordinary salary build $1 million to retire early? That's when Michael discovered 5 key steps. The first and most crucial step to reaching $1 million and retiring early isn't about earning more money. It's about fundamentally changing your mindset towards it. Michael learned to create a money-burning budget, a strategy. That sounds ruthless, but was the key to his millionaire journey. Michael quickly realized that even though he earned $90,000 a year in San Francisco, if he kept spending in a live, paycheck-to-paycheck fashion, he would never achieve his FIRE goal. He recognized he was falling into lifestyle creep. As his income rose, his expenses automatically followed. Michael's mindset began to shift from how can I earn more to how can I keep more and invest it effectively. This was a fundamental change, like switching from swimming upstream chasing material possessions to floating downstream to accumulate wealth. He realized that every unnecessary dollar spent was a dollar burned. No longer having the opportunity to grow and multiply, Michael started meticulously tracking every single expense. No matter how small, in a small dark blue notebook he always carried with him. He realized he was unconsciously burning money on unnecessary things. $500 a month on dining out, quick office lunches, fancy dinner dates, $150 on unused subscriptions, entertainment apps, digital magazines he rarely opened, $200 on new clothes. Each month hoodies, new sneakers worn only a few times before being put away. Michael's money-burning budget meant drastic and intentional cuts: food, from $500 down to $150 a month. He cooked at home, preparing simple yet nutritious meals. The comforting smell of sautéed onions in his small kitchen every evening became the scent of self-sufficiency. Entertainment. From $150 down to $30, Michael sought free or low-cost activities, like hiking in Golden Gate Park, reading books at the public library, the smell of old books always brought him peace, or simply spending quality time with his dog. Shopping, almost completely eliminated. He only bought essentials when old items broke or became unusable. Transportation switched from frequently taking Uber to using public transport, subways, buses, or cycling to the office. The feeling of the wind in his hair while cycling and the noisy city traffic became reminders of his goal. Thanks to these drastic cuts, Michael's savings rate soared from around 10 to 15% to 50 to 60% of his income. This meant that half of the money he earned wasn't going into spending, but directly into investments. The feeling of watching his savings account grow each month was a truly powerful motivator. Dispelling his initial frustration, Michael felt like he was holding his future in his hands, building his dreams step by step. Although he sometimes felt deprived or wanted to indulge himself every time he looked at his growing savings, he gained renewed determination. The first and core lesson to achieve Fire is controlling. Spending isn't about restricting yourself. It's about liberating yourself. Every dollar you save is a brick building your financial freedom fortress, a solid foundation to reach your millionaire goal. Are you willing to give up unnecessary expenses to achieve financial freedom sooner? Michael proved it's entirely possible. But how do you turn that saved money into $1 million? That's when Michael discovered the secret to smart investing, a secret he once thought was reserved only for the ultra. Saving is the starting point. But for wealth to truly explode and reach $1 million, Michael needed something more powerful: the power of compound interest. Through a boring but unexpectedly million-dollar investment strategy, Michael stumbled upon a famous quote by the great physicist Albert Einstein: "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world." Initially, he just saw it as a good quote, but as he began his FIRE journey, Michael delved deeper into its true meaning. Compound interest is when your money earns money, and then that earned money continues to be reinvested to earn even more money. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme, but a process that requires patience and persistence over time. It's like planting a small seed. At first, you see nothing, but then, it slowly sprouts and grows into a large, thriving tree. With its fruits being glistening coins, Michael knew he wasn't a stock market expert. And he didn't want to waste his precious time analyzing individual stocks or tracking daily market fluctuations. He chose the simplest and most effective strategy, known as passive investing. Regularly investing in broad market index funds, like the S&P 500, through ETFs, such as VU or SPY every month. Michael set up an automatic transfer of $1,500 of his savings into these funds right after receiving his paycheck. He had absolute faith in the saying, "Time in the market is more important than timing the market." In the first few years, Michael didn't see his assets grow very quickly. Sometimes, the market even dipped, causing his account value to decrease. A feeling of anxiety still crept in whenever he saw red on the charts. He ignored the get-rich-quick advice on social media. The ads about 10x your account overnight opportunities, or hot investment trends. Michael focused solely on maximizing his savings and investing consistently, without stopping. He knew that persistence was key. Gradually, the power of compound interest began to take effect. When Michael's account reached the $100,000 mark, then $200,000. The feeling was like a financial snowball rolling, growing larger and larger. Every time Michael looked at his asset growth chart, with its steadily upward curve, a sense of calm and stability enveloped him. He could smell the scent of financial stability, a more pleasant aroma than any expensive perfume. He knew he was on the right track, and the $1 million goal was no longer a distant dream. The lesson here is to reach $1 million and retire early. You don't need to be a brilliant trader or a financial genius. You need patience, consistency, and faith in the power of compound interest. Boring, investing in broad market index funds is the safest, simplest, and most effective path to becoming a millionaire, helping you achieve financial freedom without unnecessary risks. Are you willing to believe in the power of consistency and patience to turn small investments into millions? Michael has taken two crucial steps. But what else did he do to accelerate his journey and break free from the limitations of a steady salary to truly reach $1 million? Saving and investing are solid foundations. But to reach $1 million and retire even earlier, Michael needed to accelerate. He transformed himself into an income-generating machine, not stopping at a stable salary, but creating diversified cash flows to speed up his FIRE journey. Michael realized that even though he was saving a large portion of his income and investing consistently, the road to $1 million was still quite long if he relied on a single salary source. He knew that to achieve his goal of early retirement by 40, he needed to step on the gas harder. This sense of urgency was like the low hum of an engine, urging him to accelerate on the open road. Michael began to think, how can I earn more money without working deadly extra hours at the office? Michael started by optimizing his primary income source: salary negotiation. After a few years of working and gaining valuable experience as a software engineer, Michael realized he was worth more than his current salary. He spent time researching the market, understanding the average salary for his position and skills in San Francisco. He prepared an impressive portfolio, clearly listing his achievements and contributions to the company. Then, with the confidence built from his FIRE goal, Michael confidently negotiated a raise with his boss. The negotiation wasn't easy. There were tense moments. The faint smell of new contract paper seemed to haunt him. But with thorough preparation, Michael successfully increased his salary by an additional $15,000 a year. A significant increase, flowing directly into his investment fund. The taste of victory was sweet, like the aroma of a hot herbal tea after a stressful meeting. But Michael didn't stop there. He understood that relying on a single income source always carried risks, and more importantly, it limited the speed of wealth accumulation. He decided to leverage his programming skills to create additional income streams, also known as side hustles. Michael took on freelance coding projects in the evenings and on weekends, built a few small websites for local businesses, and even ventured into online tutoring for students. Although the work was quite busy, and some nights he had to work late, the blue light from his computer screen reflecting on Michael's unidentifiable face. Those were signs of his relentless effort. But every time he saw money flowing into his account from different sources, Michael gained more motivation. He could earn an additional $1,000, $2,000 each month from these side hustles, a substantial amount when poured into investments. This income acceleration didn't just give Michael more money to invest. It also created financial security. He was no longer entirely dependent on a single salary. This made Michael much more confident in his FIRE journey, reducing his worries about unexpected risks. Now, his money wasn't just coming from one stream, but from many small tributaries, all flowing into one large river. The lesson here is, if you want to achieve FIRE quickly, saving and passive investing alone aren't enough. You need to actively find ways to increase your income, creating multiple cash flows. Each new income source is a sail that helps your financial boat move faster. Overcoming headwinds and heading straight for the finish line. Are you ready to seek new opportunities to increase your income and accelerate your FIRE journey? Michael has grasped two crucial keys, but how did he maintain discipline and avoid the pitfalls on this path, especially as more money started flowing in? As money started flowing in, an invisible monster appeared. Lifestyle, inflation. Michael had to fight relentlessly to maintain discipline and prevent it from devouring his $1 million goal and his FIRE dream. Michael realized that increasing his income only made sense if he didn't let his spending inflate along with it. As his salary grew and freelance projects brought in more money, temptations began to emerge like an irresistible, alluring scent. Michael's friends started moving into bigger apartments in San Francisco's trendy neighborhoods, buying more luxurious cars, traveling abroad more frequently, trips he could only dream of before. The echoing laughter from upscale restaurants, the expensive perfume, all beckoned, whispering, "Michael, you deserve to enjoy this, after all your hard work." He, too, felt a craving for a more opulent life, wanting to acquire the latest tech gadgets. But Michael always remembered his $1 million goal and freedom by 40. He knew that if he wasn't careful, lifestyle inflation could destroy everything he had built. Michael implemented several strategies to fight this invisible monster. Maintaining an ironclad spending discipline, automating savings. This was the most crucial secret. As soon as his paycheck hit, a large portion of the money was automatically transferred to his investment accounts. Michael adhered to the principle of paying himself first. Out of sight, out of mind. When the money wasn't sitting in his checking account, he wouldn't be tempted to spend it. The feeling of automatic transfers flowing into his investment funds brought absolute peace of mind. Zero-based budgeting. Every dollar earned had a specific job. No money was left idle in his checking account, waiting to be spent. Michael planned for every dollar. How much for investments? How much for essential living expenses? This kept him constantly aware of his cash flow, redefining happiness. Instead of seeking joy in material possessions, Michael found happiness in simple, inexpensive experiences. He spent more time hiking in Yosemite National Park. The smell of damp earth, pine trees, and fresh air brought him serenity. Reading books at the public library, the scent of old books always gave him deep peace, and spending quality time with close family and friends. He realized these moments brought far greater joy than buying expensive items. Despite challenging times, Michael remained resilient. He didn't get caught up in others' lifestyles. There were evenings he had to decline invitations to trendy bars or fancy restaurants from friends, and he felt a bit lonely. But he understood that each time he said no to an unnecessary expense, he moved closer to his $1 million goal and financial freedom. This wasn't just a battle with money. It was a battle with himself, with fleeting desires and societal pressure. Michael learned to control those emotions, transforming them into motivation. The lesson here is, increasing your income only makes sense if you don't let your lifestyle inflate with it. Spending discipline is the solid foundation for achieving FIRE. If you can't control your spending habits, no matter how much you earn, you'll never feel truly enough. Michael had taken 4 crucial steps, successfully fighting the lifestyle inflation monster. But how did he turn all of this into reality, reaching $1 million and officially retiring by 40, when time was running out? After years of persistence, Michael reached the final step. This wasn't just about money. This was about building an unwavering belief and preparing for the real FIRE game. Turning the dream into a tangible reality. When Michael's net worth reached around $800,000, he started to feel the approaching freedom more clearly. That feeling was like standing at the foot of a mountain, looking up at the peak, and knowing you're about to reach it. Michael decided to begin experimenting with early retirement life. He took extended leave from his company, or transitioned to part-time work for a few months to experience the feeling of freedom, unbound by the familiar night. He used that time to explore new hobbies he hadn't had time for before. Learning to play the guitar, the initial discordant notes gradually turning melodious. Spending more time with his dog, taking frugal road trips in his old pickup truck through national parks in California and Oregon. He also dedicated quality time to his family, going on picnics together, cooking dinners, and savoring peaceful moments that work had previously stolen from him. The sense of peace and self-sufficiency was so sweet, like the smell of an weekend morning, with no blaring alarm clocks, just the sound of birds chirping and freshly brewed coffee. This was how Michael confirmed that FIRE was truly for him, not just a pipe dream. He even started a small blog, sharing his journey and financial lessons, finding joy in spreading quality knowledge to more people. Michael also prepared a large safety net, enough for 1 to 2 years of living expenses, equivalent to about $60,000, $120,000, in case of significant market fluctuations or unexpected costs during early retirement. He made sure he had enough cash and highly liquid investments to weather any financial storms after retiring. The goal was to reach $1 million in his main investment account, for example, brokerage account or retirement account, and a separate emergency fund to ensure absolute safety. He didn't want to be in a position where he had to go back to work if the market took a downturn. The smell of this meticulous preparation was the smell of confidence. More important than money was belief and mental preparation. Michael no longer doubted his ability to achieve FIRE. He had overcome the initial fears of not having a steady paycheck, the temptations of lifestyle inflation, and now he knew he was ready for a new chapter in his life. At 40, when his investment account officially hit the $1 million mark, Michael submitted his resignation. It was a feeling of freedom that words couldn't describe, a moment of brilliant clarity as he looked out at the vast sky ahead. The email confirming his resignation arrived, but it wasn't the sound of an ending. It was the sound of a new era beginning. The lesson here is, to achieve FIRE, it takes more than just money. It requires meticulous psychological preparation and an unwavering belief in your chosen path. Try living the FIRE lifestyle before you truly unplug from traditional work to see if it genuinely suits you. This will help you avoid shocks and feel much more confident. Are you ready for the real FIRE game? Michael did it. He retired at 40 with $1 million. But is life after FIRE truly as rosy as everyone imagines? And how do you maintain this freedom for a lifetime, never having to return to the old work loop? This is a secret very few FIRE achievers are willing to share. From an ordinary software engineer to a 40-year-old retired millionaire. Michael's story is a vivid testament that the FIRE financial independence, retire early dream isn't a distant fantasy, but entirely achievable if you have a clear strategy and extraordinary perseverance. Michael learned that financial freedom isn't about doing nothing. It's not about lying on a beach and spending money. Financial freedom is about having the choice to do what you want, when you want, and with whom you want. It's about having time for family, for personal hobbies like climbing mountains, playing guitar, for self-development, and contributing to the community. It teaches you to live with purpose, to be responsible with every dollar you earn and spend. Michael's story isn't just about money. This is about reclaiming control of your life, breaking free from old societal rules, and redefining success on your own terms. It's a resounding call to ambitious young people who are seeking a more meaningful lifestyle, a self-sufficient and fulfilling life. So, what about you? If Michael's inspiring story has motivated you to act, or you're ready to start your FIRE journey, don't hesitate. I invite you to share your feelings by commenting "I'm going to FIRE" below this video. Let us know what your early retirement goals are, or the first steps you'll take. We're here to learn together, share together, and support each other. And don't forget to share this video with anyone you think needs to hear this powerful and hopeful story. Michael achieved FIRE at 40, but that was just the beginning. To maintain his $1 million and continue growing his wealth during retirement, Michael applied advanced investment strategies and risk management techniques that few people know about. Do you want to know how to sustain your wealth after early retirement and avoid fatal mistakes during this phase? Watch our next video now on the secrets to sustaining million-dollar wealth after FIRE and retirement phase. Investment strategies. A video that will show you the concrete steps to not only achieve financial independence, but also maintain it for life. You definitely don't want to miss it. Remember, the true journey only begins here.